Hello everyone, this is Cosmodius and I'm going to give an update on my base. This is actually going to be a lot shorter than the previous video, probably, maybe, I don't really know. But I'm not going to go into certain details I've already been into, but I will certainly be showing off my base. So we're going to be showing it off with no lights on from me, that is, I'm not going to turn any lights on. And sadly we're at day 7, geez. And the walls actually seem to be getting damaged for no reason at all. I'm not really sure what that's about. So we have working doors. They're just not automatic, which I'm completely fine with, by the way. But we'll certainly need some way to essentially siphon air out of here whenever both doors are closed. And that's something I certainly want, as well as a light that flashes automatically to let them know, hey, the air is being siphoned out. And that'll be a flashing light, that'll be purple. And this is probably the only room where this will even happen. So, but as we come down here, you notice that there's no lights in the hallway yet. These aren't going to be hard to set up or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this light on here. And you see we got a little light for this room. It looks decently nice, I don't know. Turn this light on. It's the same. Gives you a little bit of an example of what the experience will be like when the actual game is running with the lights on. So, and when we come in here, I turn the lights on. It gives me this feel because it's red, like, you know, this is the boss room or something. Like it reminds me of Bowser's Castle whenever you enter the door. But yeah, this is the lighting for the engineering room I set up. I think I showed this off before a few times, so just thought I'd show it off again. Shading is enabled, so you guys can see it with the shading. And when people walk around here with this light on, if there's no hall lights on, you can get an idea of what that's going to look like. It's not going to look too bad. I don't even know what hall lights I want to actually add, but they won't be hard to add. They'll be directly connected from the battery, the transformer's output. So we're going to go ahead and check out all of our lights in all of our rooms. The cryogenics labs lights are working, and everything's pretty fine here. You can see in the distance the light on over there from the engineering room. And there's certain effects that the developer left in, which I think is pretty cool to allow you to essentially see the light from the distance, but sometimes it does bug. The sun's rising now. And now we're coming to the furnace room. As you may have guessed, it's going to look very similar to the cryogenics lab. It's well lit. It's essentially got everything. It's got every single one of these rooms that have a light, have a transformer, and they have an area power controller. The only place where there's no area power controller in every single aspect is the dormitories, which have a transformer for each room to separate their networks, so that way they can control their stuff individually. So let's go ahead and go up here to the fabrication room. Nice, dark, turn the lights on, and now it's lit. And if it was nighttime, you would see exactly how lit it was because these the black texture here makes it a little hard to see. And here's our big area. We're going to turn the lights on here. All of the shading's enabled, all right? The shading's enabled. I'm pretty sure the frame rates have dropped by now. I'm not really sure if they drop like significantly or noteworthily, you know. We're gonna go ahead and turn these ones on here. And as long as you can't see in the other rooms, I don't think the shading is too affected, so I think that this setup here with these walls is not bad. Oh yeah, that was the port. Go ahead, come to hydroponics. Open the door. Lights are working. Come down to the room that we're going to be working on next. Switch is next to the door. Lights are working. Keep the door open. Keep the lights on. The lounge. Where's that? There it is. All right. So as you can tell, the switches are actually pretty conveniently placed. The only thing that's not always placed in the same spot is the transformer and the power control unit, which I put conveniently in a spot that's going to be essentially where all the wiring comes from anyway. So most of the circuitry for controlling the lights, I put in most of the rooms next to the door. It looks like in this room I didn't power the door, so that is unacceptable on my part. I should have powered the door. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and power the door my way, of course. And there we go. Door's powered. I didn't have to fix any grates. As you can tell, I've got some experience doing this. Doors are powered here to the dorms. Where's the light switch? There it is. Okay. So here's the lighting for the dormitory. I'll close the door for now. And essentially, when people come in the dormitory, they see the lighting like this. They're like, "Oh, look at the lighting. Oh, whatever." And then each room has its own switch. These won't be too hard to fix. These dormitories won't be too hard to finish. And you can already see some of the how I put some of these controls next to the doors. And yeah, that's the dormitories. So you can guess that the people who are really special snowflakes will love this room right here. The people who are a little edgy might like this room instead. I'm not really sure, actually. I'm just guessing psychology here. All right, now let's go upstairs to the kitchen. We didn't put lights in the kitchen yet. Man, wow. I had one job. Okay, we didn't put lights up in here either. I should have guessed. And of course, this is the recycling processing center. So yeah, this is the only wing left. I actually did already put the transformer in both the rooms though, and the area power controllers, so that shouldn't be too hard to fix. Um, let's go ahead and go up here to the bridge. As you can tell, I got lights up here, and voila, the lights are on and they're working. And this is the lights on the bridge. So essentially, if anything I start setting up is going to be between these lights or around them because I'm not going to. I don't think I'm going to move the lights too much here. I think here maybe if I did move the lights, they'd be on the ceiling, but I think that the ceiling's high enough that I shouldn't really do that. Each of these lights are 50 watts. All right, so all of these lights I'm turning on is draining quite some power. Um, but luckily, the nuclear batteries are going to hold strong. So here we have the main attraction, which is the meeting room. So the meeting room, I decided to put some LEDs on the sides. I can actually change the color of the lights on the side and on the wall just to give it its own feel, because I was thinking of making it feel comfortable, but I think LEDs can actually have their light altered by a signal. So if I can do that, I just alter the lights from the LEDs and I can control the lighting in the room and how it changes its colors. So ultimately, now we're going to go ahead and we're not going to save anything, but I'm going to go outside the base and we're going to do a little fly around. So if you were on the outside of the base looking in, you would see this. Everything's fully operated, functional. The radiators for the for the engine. Oh no! And so the lighting effect changes only slightly depending on your distance from the lights. That's pretty good. Here we've got a very good view of all of the lights being on at the same time. And we're still at maximum frames here. It's when we're actually in the base that we lose some frames, and I think that's because the distance between lights. So the central corridor is where you'd get hit the most. And this is daytime, of course. This isn't nighttime. So, and then here's our part that we didn't, well, we botched. We'll be fixing in a second. The lighting for the kitchen and the processing area. Now the lighting for the processing area, if I come back over here and we look in, I know that I have centrifuges in here and a lot of chutes. So I actually question having unique lighting for this room right here. As for this room, I'm probably going to put some generic lighting or something that I put in the lounge. It's not going to be too impressive, but for the room below it, I'll certainly have to do that. So yeah, there's our transformers for each individual room inside the dorms that we might even expand upon, by the way. And that's pretty much the base for now. As y'all may have guessed, I don't have an atmospheric system because, as I said, I replaced the atmosphere with the canister mixing and storage room instead. So everybody will have to manually be doing some things. And I'm sure I'll have something set up for that too. But anyway, the sun's setting now, so thank you guys for watching, and that's the end of my video.